gadda ta yi ba.
Shi na abin da suka kisa kuma ina so su iyayenmu za su yi mini addu'a.
Mi yiɗi kamma mi toro dañoɓe mbaɗanami
addu'a su don akwai aiki sosai a wannan kasar Nijar.
Gam nder leydi Niger wodi aiki a ɗo.
Da su kishiya suna aiki za mu dinga taimako mu ma.
Kenan wassati GSM waɗata gollal goo ɗo balle.
Ina son godewa kowa da kowa da ya zo.
Mi yiɗi mi do'ano komoye gartoto.
Da suka zo daga nisa daga ko'ina.
Pastor en ƴiwoyɓe jaaje feere feere ngari ɗo.
Gaba ɗaya Ubangiji Allah ya albarkaci.
Amen.
Pastor Isa su wanne gaba ɗaya Ubangiji Allah.
Pastor Isa e holiɓe du.
Don Allah kuma zai ajiye mu duk wanda suka zo daga Kaduna.
Ƴiwoyɓe faaleji Kaduna ngari ɗo.
Ubangiji zai ajiye mu a cikin suna Yesu.
Amen. Barke ina
Na gode sosai.
Ladies and gentlemen, gather around. Today's story is one that many Nigerians have never heard, one that challenges long-held beliefs and corrects a very dangerous misconception. Because in Nigeria, once you mention the word Fulani, the average person immediately thinks Muslim, or worse, terrorist. But what if I told you that this picture is incomplete? What if I told you that thousands of Fulani people across Nigeria are actually Christians? And what if I told you that many of them are peaceful, kind, hardworking individuals who have absolutely nothing to do with crime or extremism? Today, we are going to break down the stereotype. We are going to educate, enlighten, and reset the narrative. Let's begin. For years, Nigeria has held a single, often negative image of the Fulani. A man with cattle, a stick, a cap, always assumed to be Muslim, and often linked to violence or insecurity. But this is a stereotype. A stereotype that does real damage. Not just to the Fulani ethnic group, but to our unity as a nation. Because the truth is simple. The Fulani are an ethnic group, not a religious group. Religion does not define their identity. Just as Yoruba people can be Muslims, Christians, or traditional worshippers. Just as Igbo people can belong to different denominations. Fulani people also have diverse beliefs. And yes, many of them are Christians. So, who are the Fulani really? The Fulani, also known as the Fub, are one of the largest ethnic groups in West Africa, spread across more than 20 countries. Some are nomadic herders. Some are farmers. Some are traders. Some are scholars. Some are urban professionals who have never even seen cattle in their lives. But because of media narratives and years of conflict, Nigerians often assume that all Fulani people are Muslim, are herders, and are violent. None of this is universally true. Let's go deeper. The hidden truth. Fulani Christians. Here is the part that will surprise many people. There are Fulani Christians. A significant number of them. You can find Fulani Christian communities in Adamawa, Taraba, Southern Kaduna, Plateau, especially around Jos, Benue border communities. Some are pastors. Some are choir members. Some are community leaders. Some were born into Christian families for generations. Many Fulani Christians are extremely gentle, peaceful, humble people who want nothing but harmony with their neighbors. Some even hide their identity because they fear discrimination or assumptions from other Nigerians. But their existence is important, because it proves that the Fulani identity is not tied to any single religion. Not all Fulanis are terrorists. Let's address the stereotype that has caused the most damage. Yes, Nigeria has been dealing with bandits, violent herders, and extremist groups. But the criminals you see on the news represent less than 1% of the Fulani population. A tiny fraction has stained the reputation of millions of innocent people. It is simply unfair and inaccurate to say Fulani people are violent. Fulani people are all terrorists. Fulani people are all herdsmen. Think about it. If one Igbo man commits fraud, we do not call all Igbo people fraudsters. If one Yoruba man steals, we do not brand all Yoruba people as thieves. If one thief man joins a militia, we do not condemn the entire thief nation. But for the Fulani, a few criminals have created a blanket stereotype that innocent people are forced to carry. This is wrong. This is unjust. This is dangerous. The peaceful Fulani you never hear about. Let's talk about the Fulani you rarely see on the news. Fulani teachers and civil servants in Taraba. Fulani farmers in Adamawa living peacefully with their neighbors. Young Fulani professionals in Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt, and Enugu who have never touched cattle. Fulani Christian communities who value peace, hospitality, and kindness. Fulani youth studying in universities, pursuing careers in tech, law, medicine, engineering. These people exist in large numbers. But the media rarely shows them. Because peace does not trend. Kindness does not make headlines. Normal life does not go viral. But violence does. Crime does. Conflict does. And that imbalance has shaped the public perception of an entire ethnic group. Why the stereotype exists? So why do Nigerians believe all Fulani are Muslims or violent? The answer is simple. Media headlines. For years, the term Fulani headsmen dominated the news, always linked to conflict. Repetition. Hear something often enough, and it begins to feel like truth. Lack of exposure. Many Nigerians have never met a Fulani Christian, so it sounds impossible. Fear. When a country is dealing with insecurity, emotions take over logic. But stereotypes do not solve problems. They create new ones. Real people, real stories. Let me paint a real example. Imagine a young Fulani man named Daniel from Adamawa. His family has been Christian for 3 generations. He has never owned cattle. He has never held a weapon. He goes to church every Sunday. He volunteers at local programs. He works in an office. But when he travels to another state and says, "I am Fulani," people become afraid. People judge him immediately. People assume the worst. He carries a burden he didn't create. This is the reality for many Fulani youth. Especially Christian Fulani who feel invisible in the national conversation. Let's separate crime from tribe. A criminal is a criminal, regardless of where he comes from. When armed gunmen attack a village, call them gunmen. When bandits strike, call them bandits. When terrorists attack, call them terrorists. But tagging an entire ethnic group is unfair. It breeds hate, resentment, and division. Nigeria is already divided along too many lines. Tribe, religion, politics. We do not need more divisions. Resetting the narrative. Let's state this clearly. Some Fulani people are Muslims. Some are Christians. Some are traditional worshippers. Some are peaceful farmers. Some are students and professionals. Some are herders. A tiny few are criminals, just like every other tribe. But the majority. They are normal, everyday Nigerians trying to live in peace. Why this matters? Correcting this narrative is important because it reduces hate. It protects innocent lives. It promotes national unity. It helps us identify real criminals without generalizing. It gives room for peaceful coexistence. It prevents discrimination against people who have done nothing wrong. When we understand each other better, we treat each other better. So let's end with the truth. Not all Fulani are Muslims. Not all Fulani are herders. Not all Fulani are terrorists. The Fulani people are diverse, complex, and human. Just like every other tribe in Nigeria. Nigeria becomes stronger when we judge people by their character. Not by their tribe. Not by their religion. Not by one negative headline. Let this video be a reminder that every story has more than one side. And if we want peace in Nigeria, we must start with understanding. Share this message. Educate someone today. Break the stereotypes. Because the future we desire begins with the truth we accept.